Well, it seems New York has gotten a little dangerous right now. Uh, Thanks to the magnificent Democratic administration, both in New York and New York State, uh, refugees, or as I like to call them, invading illegals, after crossing the Isthmus of Panama, uh, coming across all the way from Chile, the Haitians who were workers there, came all the way. Cubans going swimming through shark-infested waters, and um, Venezuelans escaping their economy masters and having to go through the gauntlet of the cartels, the who rape and kill and murder them and take their money. Rather than come to New York, they didn't come to New York because they consider New York too dangerous. This is a little crazy. I mean, how much damage can a Democrat do when the Democrat controls all of you? No. Thinking of some of the protected classes, apparently they can't protect themselves from themselves. Anne Heche, who was married or involved with Helen DeGenerate, I'll go 20 years ago, they were the first openly gay couples in Hollywood, has been going a little dingleberry. She, you know, apparently she has a little bit of a drunken problem with onion and wondering, and likes to get in the car. Which look, you can be lucky on yourself on your own time, but don't get behind the wheels of the car. It's not good. It's not a good thing. Well, she goes into this car. She bangs into somebody, a traffic accident, tries to escape going 99 miles an hour while under the influence of vodka and wine and God knows what else and just being crazy. But she crashes into this poor cat lady's house. Well, actually, the woman's a turtle and dog and cat lady. Two dogs, one turtle, one cat. The house is totaled, but the woman and her house and her cats, her menagerie, survive. But it's no good because her house burned down. 60 firemen took to put down the flames. Meanwhile, Hash has almost been turned into ash. She comes out, she's burned 90 degrees of her body. She's going into coma. Her lungs capacity. She rides up. Hey, lady, if you want to destroy your own life, go ahead. But don't destroy the cat lady's life. You know what I'm saying? It's not polite. It's not nice. It's not a good thing. It's the devil's work. You see the devil thing? And you know who calls her up to offer his support as a brave lady? Of course, Alec Baldwin, who killed one of his crew, one of the director or something of that nature. Shot her dead, killed her because he's fooling around with his gun in the hole. So he called her brave. Well, if she had Hash had worked in a movie with him and he had a gun, that would be brave under those circumstances. I don't know what the world is coming to. Yeah, our great mayor is having a fight with with the Texas governor, who I think the Texas governor, the man in the wheelchair, is an incredible person. He is fighting back against the Biden Bolshevik administration. Oh, what else is going on in the world? Oh, they're trying to coup d'etat Donald Trump because they think he could try to coup d'etat them. They are actually trying to make it impossible for the Donald to run for president. I mean, Dems have overstepped the bounds. They may, with all their bullshit, they may be able to stop the man, the legend, the Don from running for president 24. But that doesn't just means they'll have Nikki Haley as vice and DeSanta as the president running guy with the moral and spiritual support of the Don. This is a trifecta of perfection politically. In the meantime, the lucky Mr. Biden, he has maybe a little war with the Red Chinese. I call them the Red Chinese. They just say China, but to me, the Red Chinese. And they're going to go invade nationalist or Taiwan democracy now. Their blockade, the aerial bombing, they'll but we'll fight them with our Navy and our Air Force. In the meantime, we're having a civil war here that could be distracting. Russia will crush the Ukraine eventually. They got too much resources. They can go on. It's a war of attrition. Tactically, the Ukrainians can win for quite a while, but I'm telling you, it's not gonna last forever. Yeah. Mm. And then you get half of South America, half the world, half the freaking world is coming up the isthmus of Mexico to invade this country. Then millions, our resources can't support all these people. There's infinite amount of people want to come to the United States. A finite people of resources can deal with it. Yeah. Then you get your politically correct, your transgender homosexual community that wants to do transvestite dancing things, transsexual escapades and baby books to indoctrinate children at 5 years old into the homosexual lifestyle. I guess they can't wait until they turn of age, huh? And they're transgenders, they're cutting off dicks, they're cutting off bulbs, and they're giving the steroids, and they're going into female athletics. Now, I believe that females should compete with males, but as long as it's quite clear that it's an anomaly. Because these men who compete against women are competing against women, and the men are acknowledged as men. Not this bullshit. This bullshit of because you make yourself look on the surface the other sex. You are the other sex. The bullshit. Bullshit. It's just not healthy. We got the crazy people, and this is like the Africanization of the United Nations, of the nations, not just the United States, but everywhere. It's not going to work out. The homeless, the psychos, are out on the streets, killing and pooping. They actually, in these restaurant vestibules, they having sex. Now, I've been in a few mental institutions myself. Now, I know that we didn't have that kind of good time. Apparently, they're much more friskier this generation of lunatics. And violent. For some reason, homeless men like the pop little tiny Asian ladies. Just pop. I mean, the older the better. The littler, the more likely. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Maybe they're just jealous. These old Asian ladies have their shit together. I don't know. Seems it's just a predatory situation. And the criminals, they got license to criminalize and smashing, grabbing, and beating, and shooting, and killing, and raping, doing everything. But come the counter-revolution, this kind of stuff is going to stop. Now, right now, the Democrats are trying to make sure that my man, Donnie, doesn't run again. Don't mind. You're going to be long of what you call a counter-revolution. Yeah. We're gonna make America great again, even if it costs 1 billion lives. Yeah. Good times. Good times.